Good morning. This morning I thought we'd come to this beautiful little park just in a village called Morpeth. It's a little historical town which is about 5 minutes from our home in East Maitland. It's the first time I've been to this park, but it's really beautiful. There are a lot of birds, ducks. There's some sacred ibis up in the trees. So Morpeth is a little town that was first established in the early 1820s, and it's built on the Hunter River, and it was built obviously for shipping purposes, as it's on a trade route to Sydney. There are beautiful shops in Morpeth. There's a lovely alpaca shop that sells a combination wool, alpaca and silk. Which is lovely for scarves. But it's just so beautiful and peaceful here. There are a lot of very nice restaurants. A very well-known winery called Boydell's Restaurant. There's a fairy shop which we'll have to go and visit. Morpeth is not always open every day of the week. I think they're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Obviously the more touristy shops are closed on those early days in the week. But there is a little spa, a little grocery store, a few coffee shops. There's a medical center. So it's got the sort of basics of a little town. Just behind the pond you can see is a fig tree, and there's another big fig. I'm going to walk closer towards it. So the fig tree was the tree I grew up with in our garden back in South Africa, and the fig tree was probably my best friend. It's probably now a little bit bigger than this tree that we're looking at, but what a wonderful tree to climb and hide in. I would spend all my days climbing the fig tree. I think I fell out of it a few times and probably did myself an injury. But it's a beautiful tree. It's a wild fig. And there seem to be quite a few of them around here. So this is also the first day for me with my new gimbal. It's an interesting device that you attach your mobile phone to, and it's got an internal stabilizing unit so that when you walk you're not shaking and wobbling around. So this is my first attempt with a gimbal, which was quite funny because I was standing on this little bridge and a helicopter came over. Doing all kinds of turns and tricks and things, and I thought, wow, what a lovely way to start my video. So grab the gimbal, try and get the thing going, and of course then you get all these ads flashing up on your screen and you get so flustered you can't even switch the thing on. So that was not a successful exercise. But anyway, I'm sure you probably prefer the peace of the pond to the noisy helicopter. There were a few little moorhens swimming around. I think they've taken off. They're probably not too sure about the gizmo. Although I can hear something, I'm not sure if that's a frog or a moorhen. I'll have to polish up on my wildlife skills. It's probably a frog. But isn't this just the most beautiful pond? So in another video we'll go through Morpeth and have a look at some of the little shops. I may try and do that during the week when it's quieter, because today's Sunday and obviously all the families are out and it's pretty busy. I'm sure there's owls that live in these trees. That's another wild fig that's growing out of the pond. So it's going to take a little bit of patience to work this out. So you might get one or two shots of the sky or of my foot, but just bear with me because I'm not very tech savvy. But anyway, the whole point of these videos is just to enjoy nature and to see the beauty around us. There's a dandelion to make a wish on. We always think dandelions are weeds, but they actually make the most wonderful tea, and they are also pretty medicinal. I'd love to come here at sunset when all the birds rally together just before they go into the trees to sleep. Just look at the size of these trees. Isn't that beautiful? Little bridge in the distance. It'll be beautiful at sunset. So we'll take a walk around Morpeth at some stage, but the weather was so beautiful this morning, I thought I'll come out and try the gimbal in a park where I've got a bit of space and I won't make too much of a fool of myself if there are a lot of people around. So this is actually the perfect spot. So there we go, that's just a little bit of Morpeth this morning. I'm going to just go back to the bridge and see if I can spot the moorhens for you. there's one. He's making a dash for it. He's obviously seen the gimbal coming. When we arrived at the park, there were a whole lot of ducks that came dashing out. They were so excited to see us. I'm sure some people probably feed them. There were ducks and a beautiful rooster. He was a beautiful specimen of a rooster. He came out with some chickens in tow. Oh, there all the moorhens. They're on the bridge. Well, I'll probably sign off now because we've got some people just about to come over the bridge. Oh, they're all climbing into the water now. There's a beautiful breeze today. Okay, well, I'll have to sharpen my gimbal skills, but I'm sure once I've mastered it, it's going to be very helpful. In the meantime, bear with me and just enjoy the beauty of this little park in Morpeth. And soon we'll go shopping. Lots of love from me. Bye bye.